Hey, good morning, Jeremiah and Raiden. This will be a demo for both of your guys' Raxus Starkillers. All right. I had two of these to do this morning, and I felt kind of silly doing two separate videos when basically these are pretty much identical setups. So I wanted to wrap up the demo for each of these into one video, but I will of course go over each one. First, we'll just do this one just because it was in this hand. This one belongs to Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, yours is identical to Raiden's except for your pins. So your brass pins right here that normally go right here, Sean is sending those directly to you because they weren't in your box. So you can expect that package from Sean. You could reach out to him. I've already talked to him, so he'll have those coming to you soon. All right, but other than that, it's very identical. You've got Carl Chen V4 Neopixel connector in there. It's a 2-button setup, so your front switch will be your power. Your back switch over here will be your auxiliary right behind it. These are very low profile tactile switches, but they're easy to press. All right, this weathering actually came from Sean. All right, so your saber was weathered from Sean. You had gotten the brass chamber piece, the chamber rods, and then titanium for the inside. So I weathered the titanium for the upper and lower pieces. Sean weathered the brass rods and the rest of the saber. All right, that's a real quartz crystal I put in there for you. The Taco Shop add-on for the crystal chamber area. How to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew the handle. Your chassis was unique because you had ordered most of it in the SLS material, and that's something I hadn't seen before. So we'll talk a little bit about that. All right, take the handle off. This is what you've got right here. So you got your OLED screen. All of these pieces are in SLS, so I just weathered them in brass to kind of match the saber. When you flip it over here, you did get metal pieces for your secondary crystal chamber area. All right, so we've got all those metal pieces in there. We'll light this up. This is also SLS, and so is the battery cover. All right, and then you've got a kill switch over here. A 28mm Smokers Outpost Elite speaker. One thing I did not get when you ordered the chassis was I didn't get these 3 brass greeblies for the speaker area, so I went ahead and I ordered them while I was waiting for your saber. I added them at no additional cost, and I just put them on there for you so that you would have them. All right, so that's just a little something I did for you there. When you want to turn this guy on, you just come over here and flip your kill switch. You've got my boot up on the OLED screen right here. You've got your 2 crystal chambers doing a little something different until you turn it on. And then you'll get your spinning plasma gate over here with your broken circuitry effect. And of course your main crystal is pulsing with all your LEDs in there firing up too, right? And you've got twist off. Now when you go to put this handle on, this SLS material was a little bit thicker than the brass. So when you get to about right here, you're going to feel like it won't go any further. Just press down on the battery cover and it will go right past it. And then once you get past that, you're fine. All right, you just have to do that little thing and you're good to go. Then we'll take your handle, screw it all the way on, lock it down. You also have twist on. So your LEDs in there are firing up. A pretty beefy sound when it's all fired up. And then you can come over here and slide this down and see your secondary chamber. You hit auxiliary here. We can twist that off and then just slide that back into place when you don't want to use it. All right, your blade retention screw is this guy right here. We'll just unscrew that a little bit. You don't have to take it all the way out. Just back up a few threads so you can put a 7/8 inch blade in here. You'll need a 7/8 inch blade. I think you and I talked about that. I'm not sure though. It's been a little while. But when you get that blade in, you come over here and hit power. little bit of shine through here, as well as up top here. For now, you just have my sound font on here. There's a copy of the config file on the SD card, but you had requested a particular soundtrack. So to play that, do a long press on the power. And you got the one that you requested, all right? And then do another long press to turn it off. Just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead. We'll back this up a little bit. Take our blade out. I'll tighten this back up, and we'll take our handle back off. Before I do, though, to show you, you have some extra shine through here, which is nice. So you got the gate here, right? But you've got extra shine through in this cutout right here as well. All right. Slide this up and take our handle off and just show you that the kill switch works as well. So when taking that off, just twist it till it comes off. You're good to go there. We'll turn it on. And then flip it off from here. All right, it kills everything like it should. But that is basically your Raxus. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you very much for your patience. I know you've been waiting a while for this. So I'm gonna lock this back up, put it off to the side, and remember, this will be going out to you. I'll get you a tracking number later today. All right. As for you, Raiden, hey, good morning. This is your saber right here. A little bit different because you have the more traditional taco chassis that has all the brass pieces. You stayed with all the titanium parts here in the chamber area. All right, so you've got all that there. I did weather this saber myself, so I did all the weathering and the heat staining on this guy myself. All the steel parts, the titanium parts, the steel shrouds. I basically made you a saber just like this about a week ago, but it wasn't a right time for you to receive it. So I just went ahead and I passed it to someone else who was waiting on the same order. I took their saber and I installed it for you exactly the same. So a lot of this video might look exactly the same for you because I tried to make it, exact, but you still got, this sleeve down here that you can slide down to expose your chamber. And you can slide that back into place when you're not using it. Still a 2-button setup, so front switch over here is power, right? Back switch is auxiliary, but you have twist on and twist off. And then again, to get to your chassis, you want to unscrew the handle. This one's on pretty tight. I like to crank those down pretty tight so I can align the grips. All right, but we'll take yours off and slide it off, and then this is exactly the same type of setup that you asked for before. So you would ask for a clean taco shop chassis. So that's what you've got here. Of course, your OLED screen, your board cover, your secondary chamber with your space here that will light up, and of course your Smuggler's Outpost Elite 28mm. All right, so we'll come over here and flip our kill switch again. The only difference I would say between this one and the one that I did last week is your OLED screen on this particular one has a little bit of a bluish tint. This is the last OLED that I had in stock. I think it looks cool. It's just a different color than the one that you had before. All right, but you've still got, your crystals are still pulsing until we turn this thing on. And now once we turn it on, you've still got your spinning piece with your broken circuitry, main crystal chamber, and your LEDs are still firing up here, right? And then you've got twist off as well. So we'll go ahead, put this on, crank it all the way down. When you put this handle on and you get to right here, you can crank it pretty tight to align those grips. Auxiliary. Full view of your secondary chamber right here. All right, we'll slide that back into place like that and put a blade in. So your blade retention also is right here. Back that up a few threads, put in a 7/8 inch blade that you'll need. All right. Lock that down. Hit power. So you're firing up a blade very well. Blade lockup is holding down auxiliary and hitting the saber. And you can see that right here. And we'll turn the blade off and break it back down. So it's working exactly the same. You have the same sound font as last week. A copy of the config file is on the SD card. It is my font that's on here. All right. And then we'll just go over the kill switch action. All right. Both of these sabers are timed. The crystal chambers are timed. So if we don't turn on the saber right away, they'll time out so they don't kill the battery. But I did have them going on for a little bit. All right, just so you get a little bit of visual effect. But see how it timed out there. All right, but we'll turn this on, flip our switch, and it kills everything like it should. And that is basically your Starkiller. So thank you again for your patience. Thank both of you guys for your business. I really appreciate you guys picking these up. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will be getting both of you guys' tracking numbers today. All right. Thank you so much.